Hi, this is Brian from Northland Records. Today we are going to show you a bit about mixing acoustic guitars. This song is by David Allan Ho. It's called I Will Let You Down. The acoustic guitars were recorded with an AKG C414 and a Neumann KM184 on the neck. Let's take a listen. These are both of the tracks unedited and raw. As you can see, that sounds pretty good, not too bad. The usual step I take first in mixing is to listen to each of the tracks on their own. So let's listen to the AKG C414. Okay, good. That was on the body, and you can hear that there was a lot of more low end and a lot of warmth in that tonality. Here's the Neumann KM184. As you can see, that one has a lot more of the detail and high end. That was done on purpose so we can mix both of the tones together to get the sound we want. Let's start with some EQ. This is for the AKG C414, which was on the body, and the EQ is FabFilter Pro Q2. This is a great EQ. It's very flexible and easy to use, and it sounds good. So usually I start with a low cut. We're on the AKG C414. We're going to cut low so we can get rid of some of that low bassy end, but just keep enough in there so that it still sounds like a full guitar. And you'll hear it as I sweep back and forth with it. Right there, you can hear it's a lot thinner. So let's listen. That sounds pretty good right about there. Next step I usually do is between 200 and 500 kilohertz. There's usually mud within there. And you want to do a sweep to find that frequency and try to lower it a bit. So this is raising up that so I can sweep back and forth. As you can hear right there, it became really apparent that there was some mud right in there. So we'll just notch that down by just a little bit. We don't want to take out too much, just enough to have a cleaning up effort. Now the rest of it I think sounds pretty good for this, so I'm not going to touch any of the higher end here. I'm not going to raise anything, I'm just cutting. Next we're going to go to the KM184. Let's listen to that. All right, you can see I'm going to do a cut again. And once again a sweep. Now there I don't want to mess with the high end at all much either. So next step is to take both the guitars together and mix them together. Right there sounds about good with a good even tonality. So you can see that for this I want a little more detail. So I left the brighter colored one, the Neumann KM184, in and pulled down the body of the guitar just a little bit so that there's a nice even feel to that. Next step is of course to put them together in the song, and you'll have to adjust to balance them both with the song. You notice here too that I have them panned just a little bit to the left. Since it's a very intimate song, I don't want them far panned. I want them close to the center.
And hit the ground, but you see it coming. And hit the ground, but you see it coming.
And as you can see, that sounds
And hit the ground,
a fairly good level.
but you see it coming. Let me call it what it is, a goddamn mess we've got ourselves in. Say you won't stick around, watch me drown in a bottle. Love will always break your heart. It's something we've all known from the start. Try to forget it.
Now, as you can see with the song, I mean, this is just EQ and stuff, but you can add all sorts of other things. You can compress the heck out of those if you want. I'm not in this song because I want them to be go up and down with the mood of the music. You can add reverb, which will help place them either wider or maybe a little back in the mix. There's all sorts of things you can do. Be creative. The choice is up to you, and there are no limits when mixing. Just make it sound what you have in mind and have a good idea for it, and it'll be good. Thanks again. This is Brian from Northland Records.